Hello, my name is Alan Butson. Thank you for all the Wealth Merchants clients watching. This is a blog for you, just to give you an update on what's happening at this point in time, what we're doing for you, where your funds are, my impression of what the economy is doing at this point in time, and going forward, what we're going to do with your funds. At this point in time, the USA and Europe probably are slipping into a bit of recession at the moment, which means basically there's no growth. And the problem with that is that the economy is retracting, mainly because of the large amount of debt that's running around in the economy at this point in time. And like any good business, if you've got a lot of debt, you've got to clean it up. And at this point in time, that's what's happening with those countries over there at this point in time. But the only problem is that as soon as they go into a bit of recession, growth does stop, which means that businesses don't make as much money, which in turn turns around, and if we've got money invested in those countries in the certain sectors, the growth in those funds also falls. And the problem being also is any news like that's also going to react on the stock markets, and as you've seen recently, the volatility on the markets has been incredible. You know, the All Ordinaries in Australia at one stage is 4,500, next minute it's 3,700. It goes down 3%, up 5%. One day it's just incredible what's happening. But a lot of the problem at the moment is fear that the big economies are falling into recession, which means growth is going to stop, meaning that funds under management are going to not get returns, and a whole range of problems occur. Back in May, we made a decision looking at the American economy that there is a problem coming, so we decided to get most of you out of the market, put you into cash and fixed interest. That's where you are at the moment. There is some people with large funds still in the market, but they are mainly in the Zurich Equity Income Fund, which is quite a stable fund, top 50, giving good dividends. But other than that, the most of you are there. There are some people under the age of 50 that we've left in the market. The reason being is you're young, you've got a long way to retire, the markets are going to fluctuate again sometime in the future. We're just going to let you ride this one out. However, what we have done is we've moved you out of the volatile funds. So the smaller companies funds, the geared equity funds or the geared share funds, we've moved you out of there so they're not going to get so volatile. That's with the majority of you. As I said, back in May, we saw that, in August, the American government was going to have to lift the ceiling on the debt. $14 trillion, but they don't talk about the other 140 trillion running around in the economy. We thought, well, there's going to be a bit of a problem here, so we pulled you out of the market. As I said, a lot of you now are cash fixed interest or bank fixed interest. We're going to leave you there for the moment, probably for the next 3 to 4 months, see what happens with the economies. I don't think, quite frankly, that it's come out yet what's actually going to happen. People are reacting to anything at this point in time. As I said, we think America is in slight recession at the moment. Australia at this point in time, in some parts of Australia, we're in recession as well. There's just not a lot of growth. We're being underpinned by the Chinese economy at this point in time with our mining sector. So we're just keeping an eye on everything, just watching what happens. We'll make a decision at a later date what to do with your funds, but at this point we're going to park it up, have a bit of a look. What we're doing at this point in time is we're looking at all fund managers. We're reinventing our business at this point in time. We're looking at different fund managers. We're researching who's out there, what different fund managers are there, where they're investing funds, because going forward, we're going to have to find fund managers that are staying away from the stocks that are losing value. As you know, there's certain parts of the economy that aren't doing well. We want to stay away from stocks that are in that part of the economy because of the simple fact it will drag the rest of the stocks down. We don't have them invested at the moment, but as I said, we're researching to make sure when it's time to go back into the market, we're going to pick the best fund managers, and whoever they are at this point in time. We're also looking for fund managers that do what we do. If the stocks aren't performing, they sell them. If the stocks look like they're going to go down, they've got options, put options underpinning those stocks, so they'll be sold out of the market as well. So we want to capital protect, basically look at keeping the capital pretty stable, looking at a return of around about the 9 to 10% after fees and charges. If we can achieve that, we're doing our job. The young people who are risk averse and can be in the market and take the volatility, look, we're going to have you invested in the high risk stuff. And as I said, we go back to the old risk profile, I should say, looking at what type of person you are. Can you afford the risk? If you're an aggressive person, hey, we'll put you into the market, not a problem. But as I said, we're going to discuss it as we do with everybody and say, where do you want to be invested? Do you like risk? Do you like volatility? If you don't, we park you up, we take care of you. That's what our job is. Going forward, it's going to be tough because of the simple fact for the next couple of years, we're going to be looking at a very flat market. But what we're also going to be looking at is getting stocks that are paying good dividends. So even if we're getting low growth, we're getting income from dividends that are going to give us the income that we require for our portfolios to give a return of around about the 9 and 10%. Yes, at this point in time, there are stocks like BHP, Rio Tinto and some Woodside and big stocks like that we can get, but at this point in time, they are still volatile. They are giving very good earnings, and you're probably hearing a lot of analysts out there saying these stocks are giving great dividends of 5 and 6%, but the only problem is being volatile, you're liable to wipe out that gain of the income with the market retracting like it is. It's going to be up and down, as I said, for a while. I'd say probably Christmas time, it'll probably start settling down. There could be some more sharp, up and downs until then. The only problem is when the market starts going back up, including myself, you look at it and go, have we missed the bottom? I don't think so, not yet. We think the American economy's still got some shocks to come out, and as I said, we're looking at a little bit of a slight recession coming on us, but it's not going to be too bad here, especially here in Australia, being linked to China and the commodities. And I don't quite frankly think that China's going to let America fall too much of it into a recession, because they need them. They are also linked, because middle class China, with all the jobs and all the factories, need to be producing. Most of the market is America because it's the biggest economy in the world. So we're going to be in for a bit of a rough ride. Things are going to be up and down. Don't be too stressed. As I said, most of you now are parked up. For those who are not, you're in very good solid areas as well. And for those young ones, it shouldn't bother you too much. It's going to be up and down. My name's Alan Butts, and this is Wealth Merchants blog. If you need us, give us a call, give us an email. Until then, we'll give you another blog very soon to keep you updated. But if we're going to go back into the market, we're going to be getting in touch with you, and you will know about it. Until then, take care.